Now, as you can see, I have quite a bit of space taken here, as well as new items that I don't know about. First of all, crown lesson, riding speed. I'm gonna learn that increases your character's riding speed by 1 per lesson. Riding speed allows you to move faster while mounted and takes effect on your character regardless of the mount you have set active. Your current riding speed is 2 out of 60. So I can learn more. Your speed riding skill has increased from 2 to 3. Fine. There's more where that came from. Crown Lethal Poison. Not something I can use really because my staff just deals more damage. With its sub ability, that's 1742, while Crown Lethal Poison would change that and it wouldn't deal as much. In any case, it doesn't really cost anything. In a sense, it's worth nothing, so I better put it on though, because I either have to throw it out or use it because it's worthless, so I'll better use it. What's that? Crown Tree Restoration Potion. Restores 7,329 health, 6,618 magicka, and 6,618 stamina immediately. Grants major fortitude, major intellect, and major endurance, which increase your health recovery, magicka recovery, and stamina recovery by 20% for 9.9 seconds. These effects are scaled based on your level, 45-second cooldown. So I should better put this on as well. Maced. Increases health recovery by 485 for 35 minutes. That's cool. Increases health recovery by 585. Carrot soup increases max stamina by 6,000 for 35 minutes. I could actually eat this right now. Alright. And have more stamina now. Okay. Also, I've checked around a bit more off streaming, and I found that book. So it was here, hidden. Let's take a look at it. Invocation of Azura by Sihilach Parrot. For 300 years I have been a priestess of Azura, the Jedric Prince of Moonshadow, Mother of the Rose, and Queen of the Night Sky. Every Hoggythum, which we celebrate on the 21st of a first seed, we summon her for guidance as well as to offer things of worth and beauty to Her Majesty. She is a cruel but wise mistress. We do not invoke her on any Hoggythum troubled by thunderstorms, for those nights belong to the Mad One. Shogorath, even if they do coincide with the occasion, Azura at such times understands our caution. Azura's invocation is a very personal one. I have been priestess to 3 other Daedric princes, but Azura values the quality of her worshippers and the truth behind our adoration of her. When I was Dark Elven maid of 16, I joined my grandmother's coven. Worshippers of Moloch Baal, the schemer princess, blackmail, extortion, bribery are as much the weapons of the witches of Moloch Baal as is dark magic. The invocation of Moloch Baal is held on the 20th of Evening Star, except during stormy weather. This ceremony is seldom missed, but Moloch Baal often appears to her cultists in mortal guise on other dates. When my grandmother died in an attempt to poison the heir of Firewatch, I re-examined my faith in the cult. My brother was a warlock of the cult of Boethiah, and from what he told me, the Dark Warrior was closer to my spirit than the treacherous Moloch Baal. Boethiah is a warrior princess who acts more overtly than any other Daedroth. After years of skulking and scheming, it felt good to perform acts for a mistress mistress, which had direct, immediate consequences. Besides, I liked it that Boethiah was a Daedra of the Dark Elves. Our cult would summon her on the day we called the Gauntlet, the second of sun's dusk. Bloody competitions would be held in her honor, and the duels and battles would continue until 9 cultists were killed at the hands of other cultists. Boethiah cared little for her cultists, she only cared for our blood. I do think I saw her smile when I accidentally slew my brother in a sparring session. My horror, I think, greatly pleased her. I left the cult soon after that. Boethiah was too impersonal for me, too cold. I wanted a mistress of greater depth. For the next 18 years of my life, I worshipped no one. Instead, I read and researched. In an old and profane tome, I came upon the name of Noctumal. Noctumal, the Night Mistress, Noctumal the Unfathomable. As the book prescribed, I called to her on her holy day, the 3rd of Hearthfire. At last I had found the personal mistress I had so long desired. I strove to understand her labyrinth in philosophy, the source of her mysterious pain. Everything about her was dark and shrouded, even the way she spoke and the cats and the acts she required of me. It took years for me to understand the simple fact that I could never understand Noctumal. Her mystery was as essential to her as savagery was to Boethiah or treachery was to Moloch. To understand Noctumal is to negate her, to pull back the curtains cloaking her realm of darkness. As much as I loved her, I recognized the futility of unraveling her enigmas. I turned instead to her sister Azura. Azura is the only Daedra princess I have ever worshipped who seems to care about her followers. Moloch wanted my mind, Boethiah wanted my arms, and Noctumal perhaps my curiosity. Azura wants all of that, and our love above all. Not our object slavering, but our honest and genuine caring in all its forms. It is important to her that our emotions be engaged in her worship, and our love must also be directed inward. If we love her and hate ourselves, she feels our pain. I will, for all time, have no other mistress. Now, I'm not sure if this is Noctumal or Nocturnal. Noctumal or Nocturnal. I'm not sure, I just can't kind of really tell from the way it's written. But I would kind of stay unsure really about that. It could be Nocturnal or Noctumal. That has to be kind of checked out though. In any case, I picked up quite a few items by now, so that's not bad. My objective is to get there, but I could go after various books that are around this place as well, and such. Also, that's a character with a possible mission, the Scarlet Judge. I'm not going to interfere with them. Actually, I kind of believe now that I should just go there and do that mission. I'm gonna do more missions and look for other missions when I'll finish the ones I'm currently doing, so that it wouldn't all just
This is
come up.
ridiculous.
I'm sorry, Talimra, but my wife insists we try a real mage.
Alright, looks like they have something else there. How that mission's called? It doesn't say. In any case, nothing on the board. I should better be moving.
What do you want?
Just maybe there's going to be a shopkeeper anywhere. Yeah.
Heard a rumor about some crazed dark elf running about in red night clothes. Can you imagine? As long as they don't steal my potions, that's fine with me.
Alright. So, alchemist sign. A sign with a symbol used by all those who can tell an alembic from a calculator. Furnishing behavior. Oh wow. So these furnishings are way overpriced. In any case, a sip of health, sip of magic, a sip of stamina are not as much overpriced. Some of these things can be solved. Crafting motif. Used to learn the Argonian crafting style. Requires rank 1 of any of the metalworking, tailoring, or woodworking passives. Also teaches the equivalent Argonian outfit styles. Decorative axe. Let's get rid of these. Design cured meat chunk.
I'm not drunk.
That is a design. I'm not gonna have it there. In any case, grease makes level 3 poison. Guarana. Ingredient insect parts. I'm a bit disappointed that some of the things have no value at all. And the moonstone, obsidian, pumpkin, rawhide scraps, rice. Oh, look at that, soul gems used to fully charge weapons of any level and revive players of any level. Don't need that. At least I don't need that right now. Trilling glyph of health adds up to 491 maximum health. Trifling glyph of stamina adds up to 585 maximum stamina. So that would be all. I could repair some stuff. Repair all your damaged equipment. No. So let's take a look at the equipment that I currently hold anyway. Let's see. Get help. So that wasn't really what I was looking for. In any case, repair. You do not have any repair kits. Okay, so this is their condition. As you can see. And so far, the condition of my items is very high, without a doubt. Now, what's next? Let's learn something. Crafting motive. Argonian style. Being notes by Dr. Alfidia Lupus for a series of pamphlets on the major cultural styles of Tamler. Dr. Lupus was imperial ethographer for potentate Severian Chorak from 2nd era 418 to 431. This morning my maid the Real came to me all a Twitter with the news that there was a lizard woman at the door, asking for me and insisting it was urgent. There aren't many Argonians in the city, and it occurred to me this might be a relative of Safe Age, sent with some dreadful news about Marian. So I donned my university robe and hurried down. There was indeed a young lizard woman waiting in the street, clad in fetching spider silk jumper adorned with intricate spiral designs. She said her name was Lifts Her Tail, which I thought must be a joke, but who can tell given these reptilians' impassive features, and she would be sent to bring me to her master. Dash von the perspicuous She said she didn't know what it was about, but it was a matter of some urgency, and she was to lead me to her master immediately. I nodded nervously and followed. The Argonian lass led me out the temple gate and down the docks, far out on the end of which we found a curious old house I would never before noticed, with a dark sign by the door that read Dexanmere, a word unfamiliar to me. We went inside to find the large house entirely occupied by Argonians, a dozen or so who seemingly lived there using all the rooms in common. Everywhere I looked I saw Argonian hangings, sculptures and fetishes, all made from natural materials such as shells, bone and feathers, glowing with bright spiral and geometric designs. If these were objects were representative of what the Argonians used in their home regions, then snakeskin, tortoise, shell, jackteeth, turquoise and jade, all of which we would consider exotic materials, must be commonplace in Black Marsh. Lifts her tail led me up a ramp that had apparently replaced the house's staircase. On the upper level she introduced me to a humid room that, to me at least, smelled of decay and mold. Coughing, I entered, discovering a room almost entirely full of potted jungle plants, some of them seemingly long dead and rotting. I stepped on something that squished beneath my sandal and stepped involuntarily back, but the lizard lass gently took my hand, drew me past a wall of femmes, and into the center of the room. There, incongruously, I discovered a large porcelain Nibonese bathtub, like the one in my own vanity chamber, though this one was filled almost to the rim with a noisome greenish mud, and lying in this mud, nose barely above the surface, was the oldest Argonian I had ever seen. In fact, the withered and wizened lizard man looked so much like a mummy, I was startled when it opened his mouth and spoke. In a voice like creaking leather, the reptilian slowly said, "I'm Dash Worm. You are Alpvid, brightest star of the city. You're welcome in my Uxith, my nest." He seemed to be looking someplace over my shoulder, and I saw that the old lizard's eyes were clouded over with an opalescent film. He was blind. This infirmity was somehow reassuring, enabling me to regain my self-possession and fall gratefully into the routines of etiquette. I bowed, though he couldn't see it, and said, "I'm honored to be received into your home. Venerable Dashworm, how can one such as I be of service to an elder of wisdom? You can beware," he croaked, scaled hands emerging from the mud and leveraging him up on the rim of the bathtub. "Your dry-skinned mages, the weft unravels about them," he said more calmly, making an unfamiliar spiral gesture above the tub. "It is wrong. Our big skeins should not be disjoined with intent of malice." I had been around wizards long enough to guess at what he meant. "Morian," I gasped, "and Divide, they're in danger. And what can I do?" Dashworm clacked his jaws twice and then said, "You're capable. You must stop them. You will prevail if not." 3 sharp spines rose up from his brow. "There will be ill dreams and serration of all who swim the river." Coke, the old Argonian, suddenly began thrashing about in the tub, spilling muck over the sides. They lulled. Lips her tail deftly picked up a jug that seemed to be made from a single insect's carapace, uncorked it, and poured some brown liquor down the old lizard man's throat. "Go," she hissed, pointing towards the door. "Do as he says, now." I turned, ran out of the room, down the ramp, out the door, and back to the Imperial City. Alright, that was awesome. Now it adds up to 591 maximum health. Let's see. Enhance. Let's enhance him with some maximum stamina. Boom. Alright, maximum stamina enchantment adds 585 maximum stamina. That's good. And now my maximum stamina is 24,833. Collections. Oh wow. Not really kinda bothered about collections just yet. Just now. And I will be just moving forward. The only question is, how can I pass through this? Oh no, it looks like I'm bound to fail. Unfortunately, I couldn't jump through the fence. Well, that means I'll just have to go through like that.
Someone, please help!
I'll come back to you sometime in the future. It doesn't say his it doesn't say about its mission there. In any case, the book should be somewhere here. It should be, but Sinclair. Well, in any case, it looks like I was lucky enough to find it. I'm checking if I have to be in the dot to be by the book, because that's important. Finding those books isn't easy. And so I found it. Varieties of Faith, the Dark Elves. By Brother Michael Karkukox of the Imperial College. The Dunmer are descended from the Shimmer, who were apostates of the Aldemaris Ayadra worship. As the Alessian reformed never took hold in Morrowind, their pantheon bears little resemblance to the rest of Tamriel. The Dark Elves' original religion was worship of several Daedric princes, the so-called Good Daedra, but that has been largely superseded by reverence of the living gods of the Tribunal. The Tribunal, Almalexia, Mother Morrowind, most traces of Uriel disappeared from the ancient Shimmer legends during their so-called exodus, primarily due to the gods' association and esteem with the Altmeri. However, most aspects of Uriel that seem so important to the mortal races, namely immortality, historicity and genealogy, have conveniently resurfaced in Almalexia, the most popular of Morrowind's divine tribunal. Vivek, master of Morrowind, warrior poet god of the Dunmer. Vivek is the invisible keeper of the Holy Land, ever vigilant against the dark gods of the volcano. She has saved the Dunmeri people from certain death on numerous occasions. Sothasil, mystery of Morrowind. God of the Dunmer, Sothasil is the least known of the divine tribunal. He is said to be reshaping the world from his hidden clockwork city. The Good Daedra, Boethiah, Prince of Bloods, heralded by the prophet Veloth. Boethiah is the original god, ancestor of the Dark Elves. Through his or her illuminations, the eventual Shimmer, or changed folk, renounced all ties to the Aldmer and founded a new nation based on Daedric principles. All manner of Dark Elven cultural advances are attributed to Boethiah, from philosophy to magic to responsible architecture. Ancient Velothi allegories are uniformly heroic successes of Boethiah over enemies of every type, serving as foundation stories of Shimmery struggle, also known as the anticipation of Almalexia. Mephala, androgyny. Mephala is the web spinner or spider god. In Morrowind, she was the ancestor who taught the Shimmer the skills they would need to evade their enemies or murder them in secret. Enemies were numerous in those days, since the Shimmer were a small faction. She, along with Boethiah, organized the clan systems that eventually became the basis for the great houses. She founded the Morag tongue, also called the Anticipation of Vivek, Azura, goddess of dusk and dawn. Azura was the god ancestor who taught the Shimmer the mysteries needed to be different than the Altmer. Some of her more conventional teachings are sometimes attributed to Boethiah. In the stories, Azura is often more communal, cosmic force for the race as a whole than an ancestor or a god. Also known as the Anticipation of Thoth Sil, the missing god, Lorkhan. The creator, trickster, tester, deity is in every Tamrielic mythic tradition. His most popular name is the Aldmeri Lorkhan, or Doomdrum. He convinced or contrived the original spirits to bring about the creation of the mortal plane. This upset the status quo, much like his father, Padome, who introduced instability into the universe in the beginning place. After the world is materialized, Lord Khan is separated from his divine center, sometimes involuntarily, and eventually wanders the creation of the Et Ada. He and his metaphysical placement in the scheme of things is interpreted a variety of ways. In Morrowind, he is a being related to the Psychic and Dievor, a process by which mortals are charged with transcending the gods that created them. Forecomers of the House of Troubles, testing gods. Enemy gods, more to be placated and appeased than worshipped. Moloch Baal, god of schemes, lord of brutality. Daedric power of much importance in Morrowind. There he is always the arch-enemy of Boethiah, the Prince of Plods. He's the main source of the obstacles to the Dunmer and preceding Shimmer people. In legends, Moloch Baal always tries to upset the bloodliness of great houses or otherwise ruin Dunmeri purity. A race of super monsters said to live in Moloch Amora are the result of his seduction in Vivek during the previous era. Malakath, god of curses. In Dunmer myth, Boethiah swallowed Aldmerg, hero god Chinimac, and excreted him as Malakath. A somewhat weak but vengeful Deirdre. The Dark Elves say he is also Malak, the god king of the orcs. He always tests the Dunmer for physical weakness. Shogorath, the mad god. The fearful obeisance of Shogorath is widespread and it is found in most Tamrielic quarters. Contemporary sources indicate that his roots are in Aldmeri creation stories. Therein he is born when Lorkhan's divine spark is removed. One crucial myth calls him the Sithis-shaped hole of the world. He tests the Dunmer for mental weakness and tempts the great houses into treachery against each other. Mehruin's dragon, god of destruction. Popular at Daedric power, he is associated with natural dangers like fire, earthquakes, and floods. In some cultures, Dagon is merely a god of bloodshed and betrayal. He is an especially important deity in Morrowind, where he represents its near inhospitable terrain. So who are these gods? It seems that these gods are AI characters who actually kind of are in theory alive in here, which is the thing I like the most. Have you noticed that this fiend, I mean this beast that I've summoned, is always with me? So in theory a player can kind of get addicted to this guy, and there's nothing he could do about it. In any case, in order to gain experience, I would have to kill them anyway. And obviously this could be a drag. Runestone. That's an interesting. Okay, so it looks like I carved a runestone out of this. That's one of the players, or that's just a hunter. And it looks like I can't do anything to that hunter. Yeah, it's a dangerous place to be a hunter, but he does have more health than I do. Alright. I accidentally restored some health. They just blast them. The only kind of sensible thing I can do here is to just blast my most powerful ability multiple times. And that's it. That's what it kind of goes down to. Luminous Rosula collect. Well, for as long as it's going to be any kind of well, I think it was a plant. I thought it came from that fire pot or whatever, but it looks like it does not. Okay, so next I will encounter another city out there. So let's just move there and check it out. Also, I want to see what that is all about though. So I hovered on it and it says the name of the city, Suran. That's Malagmar. And as you can see, there's somebody there. And that somebody would offer me a mission most likely. That is a shrine of some sort. And look at that, that's another one of those tower houses with the insects used as a means of transportation. And surprisingly enough, these bugs, as massive as they are, they do not tend to kind of walk away. That's the Carboner Tower, and it looks like... Okay, that's what this is all about. I see. They would allow me to travel. So look at that evil thing here. They carved inside of the insect to make space for people to sit in it. On the other hand, it could be, just could be, that that's his natural shape, which would be so very unnatural, right? That there's no shell inside of the bug. I think that they did it on purpose.
Good Noirs sit down, shut their mouth, and listen properly to instructions. Bad Noirs end up dead before they reach their destination. Now, where can I take you?
Where can your salt stride take me?
We make regular runs to Suran and Telmora. If that's where you want to go, climb aboard and we'll get you there in 2 shakes of a Kwama.
So, Sula and Telmora. Okay, so that is Suran. And where is Telmora? I have no idea. But I'm gonna look a bit for it. Let's say Danin. That's Gnissis. Alvelotti Harbor House. I should probably check them by the road. Voss. Malagmar. It could be that I'm missing something here.
Yes, we make regular runs to Suran and
Telmora. So it looks like she took me there for free. to Telmara, which is something I like very much. That is Telmara, and it's actually Voss. It's named Voss in here. Telmara there. She calls it Telmara, and without a doubt, that is not good. I should go here, and while I'm here, I should go and make sure that Vey Shrine over there has been checked out. So was discovered, right? What's that? For glory. Not gonna look at it just now.
I hate being afraid.
Yeah, that could be unpleasant, but I'm sure some people enjoy it as well. What are you doing?
One more day, that is all I ask. Lane and Menwendel must have a plan to save this place.
Okay. That's the Vey Shrine I was looking for. And I may just travel here. Back. So, one thing's for sure. By the road, we will find quite a few of them. I'm talking about the missions. And that's another town. As you can see, these towns in this volcanic island.
Not you too. This is ridiculous.
I'm sorry, Tallenra, but my wife...
are made to be quite awesome. Now, I've been here without a doubt. And I wouldn't want to run all the way back. So I better go to the area where they would help me fast travel around.
What is it?
Now, one thing's for sure, it has to be free. And I have 486, so just in case, I'm gonna check that again a bit later. Who are you?
I'm not taking writs of credit.
She is a merchant. Let's see, anything I can sell? Grease, Yara, translation requires potency improvement. Donata requires aspect improvement too. Maybe I could put these in the bank, or maybe I can just get rid of them. Not sure what's their value. Aspect runestone. That's some kind of enchantment. Luminous Vasula. Because I don't know much about these, I don't care really. Due to that. Natural water. Next level 3 potion. And that will be all for now. Yeah, I'm trying to get that insect, but I'm unfamiliar with the way the city is worked out.
I'm glad an outlander such as yourself is taking interest in Siltstrider traveling. You'll find it far more reliable than your typical caravan.
Alright.
Sorry, I forgot that not everyone knows how to tell a Siltstrider apart. My great creature can take you to Vivek City, Seydanin, or Molag Mar. Are you interested in any of those destinations?
Let's go to Molag Mar. Alright. 591. I did sold some items to the merchant, but it doesn't look like I've lost cash. So that's good. In any case, that is another Vey Shrine right there. And I should be heading there. And in there I need to activate it. Also, have you noticed the structures here? They look very fortress-like. They're like small fortresses all around. Not the typical house that I'm used to see. I like that there are a lot of NPCs here everywhere. Moloch of Mar, very shrine discovered. Fine, and now I can head to that location there that I need to explore for my mission. It looks like I'll be sailing, and I should fight some of these. Oh wow. Let's hit them. Boom. That's the third shot. The fourth shot. Fifth shot. Done. What's next? I'm in the location. I do see somebody here. That's one of the players. I should probably enter this. That's what I've discovered. Barilzar's Tower. The so-called Velothi Towers were built by the Shimmer in the early days when Morrowind was known as Resdain. Many of these remote outposts have been occupied by hermits, wizards, and others who value their privacy, including somebody else there I couldn't read. In any case, as you can see, they are heating this place. So this game, Borald, has a mix of very high technology and medieval style. So as you can see, the machinery is just absolutely magnificent here. Very advanced, without a doubt. On extending existence, examine. By Barilzar, Mage of the Seventh Order and Artificer Extraordinaire. For every being, the Great Gear provides a set number of rotations, a set number of ticks before our natural clockwork mechanisms wear out and die. It is as inevitable as dusk giving way to dawn, but that doesn't mean we have to accept it. And I still have so much work left to accomplish. There isn't enough time in the day, let alone in a lifetime. I find this situation to be completely unacceptable. While my education started with the arcane arts, since Sotha Sil took me under this tutelage, I have gravitated toward pursuits of a more scientific and mechanical nature. I have tried to apply these techniques to the problem, but so far my cogs and gears and widgets have failed to achieve any noticeable results. Gadgets and devices can accomplish wonders, but so far I have not found a suitable and compelling mechanism to prolong life in any meaningful manner. For this reason I must return to my arcane roots and explore what magic may achieve where artificing has failed. I haven't let my magic grow stale, despite my concentration on more mechanical endeavors. Indeed, like my master before me, I tend to use magic to bolster the effectiveness of my mechanical creations, but it's through the concerted use of magic that I believe I can extend my existence. Why should a tribunal alone get to be immortal when there are others, including myself, that have more than a lifetime of achievements to contribute to the betterment of society? Now, some may look down upon the magical arts labeled as dark, but knowledge and technique should never be dismissed out of hand. A use for every tool and a tool for every job, after all, as the father of mysteries always liked to remind me. So my next great adventure shall be to conquer the intricacies of the dark arts and discover the secret to extending the natural lifespan. Who knows, perhaps I might even discover the path to true immortality, if the gears align correctly. Now, where did I put my hourglass and that relic I had my hirelings uncover from the Paladron family tomb? Okay, he's probably just was trying to keep himself alive for as long as possible. In any case, he's a battle czar.
Oh, such displeasure and disappointment. Nothing works, even though every calculation is precise. Now an interruption. How infuriating. Wait. Sometimes the great gear turns from frustration to opportunity.
Do you know anything about divine energy?
Divine energy. I'll have you know I participated in Lord Sothis Seal's 9 analyses of the exalted enigmas. But we have more important matters. I'm about to determine the correlation between color and time, and I could use another set of hands.
If I help, will you answer my questions?
A reciprocal exchange. Interesting, yes. I can see the benefits of such an arrangement. Very well. Just activate the crystals in the proper sequence while I modulate the energy flow. Less chance of an explosion that way.
What do you want me to do again?
Such a waste of repeating words. Activate the crystals in the proper order. It's all about colors, like a rainbow. Make a mistake and reset the mechanism using that lever, unless it explodes. You'd be surprised how often that happens.
Like a rainbow, got it. Okay. So, first of all, do I have a rainbow? Picture of a rainbow anywhere? He said no, no, no. In any case, they look cool.
Not the reaction I was hoping for. Not in the proper sequence. Try again.
I'm just gonna activate them all.
No. Reset the mechanism and try again.
Reset the mechanism? How do I do that? Experiment reset. Oh wow, so I have to listen to him there.
Not in the proper sequence. Try again.
Alright, we'll start from here.
Do anything good.
So I guess it's not working.
Instead of night. Not the reaction I was hoping for.
So it looks like I was wrong doing that.
A good start. Keep going.
Okay, so we start with the red. Then let's try the blue.
Reset the mechanism and try again.
Alright. So I kind of gonna do this logically go a circle. Fine. At least I know 2 of them. And the more I activate, the less I'll have to discover later. Okay, I guess it's this one. It wasn't.
Sequence. Try again.
Alright. Alright, I just had to keep to my logic of choosing the next. The blue diamond, like the next diamond. And that's it.
I love it when the gears align.
Looks awesome.
Perfect. Such are the benefits of an extra set of appendages. The energy flows freely and without disruption, allowing the rods and the pistons to align in a most pleasing manner. Thank you. Now, why do you want to know about divine energy?
Well, I was sent to ask you about the transfer of divine energy.
Sent? How intriguing. I was just thinking about my former master, Sotha Seal, and the experiments we conducted. He desperately sought to understand the power he and his companions attained, especially whether or not that power was temporary.
Did Sotha Seal reach a conclusion?
Not while I assisted him. He had a tool that he used to drain away minute bits of his own divine energy to store and study. He could extract it and return it as he saw fit. Not sure what became of the tool, but here are my notes from those days.
These notes should be helpful. Can I ask you a few more questions?
More questions? Well, Lord Sotha Seal attributed curiosity to intellectual superiority. Suppose I should do the same. Ask, and I will attempt to tighten the cogs of your ongoing education as best I can.
That tool you mentioned, is it a weapon?
Odd question. Is a hammer a weapon? A saw? A Dwemer spring spanner? No, it was just a tool. A device crafted by Sotha Seal to aid in his endless experiments. Suppose I could imagine ways to modify the device, but for what reason?
Do you know where the tool is now?
Haven't a clue. Tools have a way of wandering off when you don't stay vigilant. Had a guava used to swallow tools when I wasn't looking. Glowed for a month until the enchantment dissipated and the tool passed. Should have heard the screams.
Tell me more about Sotha Seal.
He's the father of mysteries and the architect of time. One of the tribunal. The three living gods of the Dark Elves. Creates all sorts of helpful and intriguing devices, like the Clockwork City. I haven't seen my old master in many years.
What's the Clockwork City?
It's a wonder and a miracle. All brass tunnels, glass domes, and giant gears. He was inspired by the work of the Dwemer. But the Clockwork City is pure Sotha Seal. He made it to forge the future and reshape the world. I learned a lot there.
You worked with Sotha Seal?
I was his apprentice, but that was years ago. Spent time working in the Clockwork City. That's what I learned about energy transference, Dwemer engineering, mechanical symmetry. Made me the dark elf I am today. But I have a question. Who sent you?
Archcanon Tarvis sent me.
The Archcanon, Lord Vivek's High Priest. Suddenly the gears align. I can think of a number of reasons that Alm and V would want to know about C and his tools, but some doors just shouldn't be opened.
Goodbye. Next, let's see. Did he leave this note somewhere here? It doesn't look so. Barilzar's notes, they were under the quest. Almost incomprehensible. These notes on energy transfer may mean something to Barilzar and Vivek, but not to you. So I won't be able to read these. Crafting Grids Handbill. This handbill gives the names of those authorized to certify people for crafting grids. Milinith and Daniel Galeno. Red Exile instructions. Written orders commanding the Red Exiles to go to the deep chambers of the mine and acquire a staff of metal and gears used in Nicotic cult's rituals. Nicotic Ritual Bag. This sack of cult ritual components includes a small ornate rod covered in runes, a Dwemer crystal, and the burned remains of a ritual scroll. Shodala's writings. The aspirations and ambitions of Shodala of the Ashlanders, including his claim to be the Nerevarine. Okay. So far, very interesting. Let's keep moving out of here. He had a very nice place. Looks like he has set himself a really cool house there in those towers that were kind of built. So basically it wasn't his, right? It was somebody's else built.
Over here.
Okay, so I'm here.
This requires a considerable amount of effort, so just listen.
I'm
I
listening.
have a problem here. Return to my office immediately.
Alright, alright. Looks like he can easily find me. Barrel's Tower. Look at that, that's one of the players. In any case, there's something here, I'm not sure what's that. And I would like to check it out because it isn't that, or it shouldn't be that far away. Also, we could kill a few creatures on our way, and it looks like there's quite a few of them here. Let's kill off the weaker ones first. It looks like my magic costs are huge. Alright, let's go. Let's go, 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 go. I can't seem to be able to see anything. That's a Red Exile Wanderer. And I shouldn't fall for his trap here. Okay, I picked up some stuff. In any case, it looks like I'm going to the right direction. There's more of them here. There's 3 of them here. And they are tough, but they need to close up in order to fight me. And that without a doubt may not be an easy one. I'm gonna drink a potion, recover my health. I like that my minion is very, very effectively taking up their attention. They had a few roaches there fought for themselves. There's another beast there, so I should better take it out. And looks like my magic works nicely. I'm able to kill him. And unfortunately, there's nothing I could find there. Or at least I'm not finding. So maybe here. Shrine of Azura discovered. Okay, so that's what was it. It was a Shrine of Azura. Hidden quite well, really. And that was the thing I was looking for. So you see this icon that I'm looking at here, right here. It's an unknown POI. Crafting station description, Mundus description. So basically in this case it was a shrine. Let's go there and see if we can get something out of the shrine. It's pretty much simply built in a nice place, that's it. Let's use this. It's empty. And that's it. So statue. And that's all. How much health would we lose there? We lost a little bit of health. Now my next objective will be to head back. In order for me to do that, I need to first of all go to that way shrine, and from there I could go back. Look at that, the roach was recovering his health so fast. I don't see anything. Okay, I think that on my way to one of the way shrines I could even collect a few things. Or maybe next time. Now I'm just gonna focus on that quest there, and later I will check out most of the interesting points on the map, and there's without a doubt plenty of them here. I'm trespassing, you're in a restricted area. Ashlander Berserker, that's what this is all about. Unfortunately, they do not carry any really cool loot. Oh wow, used by travelers and soldiers alike, the simple cozy will keep Canteen's contents warm for hours. Okay, so this is where they are. Ashlander Shaman. And they will attack me. If they know I'm here, I should better get the hell out of here. Really. And not fight them. No longer trespassing, we have left a restricted area. That's good. I could kill that guy though. Because it looks like he's taking damage like a boss. I mean badly. That's what I want to say. And they do actually carry some valuable stuff with them, so it's a very worthwhile to kill them. Killing them is very profitable. Any more of them? Anywhere? Here. It looks like I'm very successfully here. Ransacking this camp of theirs. I just need enough mana, and even then they don't have that much health. They're not as powerful as the minions. And at this point, where coins are very precious, getting 40 coins for killing somebody like that is very good. Okay, so another thing is that it actually costs something like 30 for a simple potion to recover health. So on default I would consider at the beginning of the game that to be expensive, because minions, they don't carry much stuff. They don't carry much stuff at all. Alright. I want to check my info. Spell damage 1567. Okay, if I take this out, it's still the same. So that's a bit unfortunate. In any case, there's another one of these NPCs who would give me a mission, but I'll have to miss out on that now. Done. Let's go back. Vardenfell. Mushrooms used in alchemy can often be found. It's probably all over the place. In any case, as you can see, the server is full of people. Besides, why this guy is red? It looks like they want to kill me. Now, I wonder why. It probably is due to the fact that I was trespassing. I have 605 gold, so let's see how much gold they will confiscate. So far it doesn't say revive here. I have to revive the way shrine. So 488 currently. So they confiscated something like just over 100, which isn't that bad, even if it isn't very good. Okay, maybe I'll visit the shops a bit later.